Rise and shine, my blossom beauties. It is I, Rosemary Bush, and welcome to part 4 of the Lords of the Village makeup series. Next up, we're going to be doing Karl Heisenberg. So if you want to know how to get this Heisenberg-inspired look, just keep on watching. So first, I'm going to take my hydrating primer by XXO, and I'm just going to rub it all over my face and rub it in. Next, I'm going to take my foundation in the shade that was my old foundation, I don't remember what shade this was, by Maybelline, and I'm going to dot it all over my face, and I'm just going to, as well as my neck, and I'm going to just dot all over the place and dab on it to blend it all in. Next, I'll take my concealer, so this is my new concealer by Revolution, and this is actually my first time using it, so yeah. But I'm going to apply it underneath my eyelids, on my eyes, underneath my eyes, dot it on several areas of my nose, and some areas on my forehead, as well as other spots of my face to cover up freckles and all that. And then taking a beauty blender, I'm just going to blend it all in. I don't know why I was cutting out of the frame here for some reason. Next, I'll take my powder foundation and taking a big fluffy brush, I'm going to do swirling motions all over my face and use it as my setting powder. Next, I'll take my eye primer by Revlon, and I'm going to just rub it all over my eyes, and then taking my beauty blender, just blend it in, as well as blending it in the outer regions as well. Now I'm going to go into my eyeshadow, so taking my Feel the Heat palette and taking that shade, I'm going to use that as the first outer region shade. So I'm going to take my blending brush, and then just basically cut the crease with that shade. Next, I'll take that darker brown shade, and I'm going to blend that with the wait, is it orange? Yeah, the orangey shade. Next, I'm going to take that reddy maroon shade, and I'm going to apply that closer to my eyelids. Next, I'm going to go into my Magnify palette, and taking that black shade, I'm going to apply it on the center of my eyelids. Next, I'm going into that silvery grey shade, and I'm going to blend that with the black. Now I'm going to go into that shade, the brown shade, and I'm going to blend it with all the lighter brown colours. Now let's take that lighter grey metallic shade, and I'm going to apply it to the inner corners of my eyes. Then taking that brown shade, I'm going to blend that with the inner corner colour. Then taking the lightest shade in the palette, I'm going to apply it under my eyelids. Next, taking that shade, I'm then going to just blend it with the orangey brown shades as well. Now I'm going to go into my eyeliner. So starting with my eyeliner pencil, I'm going to use that to underline my eyelids. And yes, I know it's running low, I'm going to sharpen it soon. Now I'm going to take my liquid eyeliner, and I'm going to use that to put on the wing as well as also line the upper lash line. Next, I'm going to take my eyelash curler, and I'm going to press down the upper lashes for a few seconds, as well as sort of roll it up and then let go. Then I'll go into my brown mascara, and I'll just roll on the wand upwards for the upper lashes, and then for the lower lashes, I'm going to press them on top and then roll them down. Next I'll go into my contour, and taking that angled fluffy brush, I'm going to do backward and forward motions from the top of my ear down to my iris. And yes, I know I forgot to do my brows, I'm going to get to it in a bit. Now I'm going to do my brows, so taking that dark brown shade and taking that angled brush, I'm going to use that to fill in my brows. Then I'll just get my blending brush as well as my beauty blender. I'm just going to fade it out. Next I'm going to my white face paint and taking some water to activate it. I'm going to take a thin brush and I'm going to start drawing on the facial hair. So I'm just going to start doing little strokes all around the mouth as for like the mustache, as well as some on my chin, as well as like some sides of my cheeks for like the base of the facial hair. Also, just a little thing, try to do it at like different angles and different lengths as well, just so that way they're not like one off from each other or something. Then taking my angle brush and a a grey shade, I'm going to just do some strokes in between the white just to give it more dimension, so it kind of looks like some greys, some whites and all that. And even some darker shades as well, so like some darker greys and maybe even a bit of black as well. Although if you already do have facial hair, then you pretty much don't really need to do this, because you know you've got facial hair, so you don't need to put on fake facial hair when you've got facial hair yourself, you know. Now I'm going to go into my Wahala palette, and I'm going to start putting on the scars. And yes, I know I put it on the wrong way, shut up. So I'm going to start taking my eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to just sort of apply that shade across my face, as well as like put some on my lip as well, sort of like below my lip. And that's sort of like going to be the base of the scar that I'll be putting on. Then I'll take that shade, and I'm just going to take my angle brush and sort of line it in the middle of the scars. Then I'll take my white face paint, and I'm going to draw a line straight down in between the scars. Now don't worry if it's not even or anything, because like, you know, it's a scar, it's not supposed to be even. Then going back into that shade, I'm just going to apply that over the scars, once the paint's dry of course. So it kind of makes it more flesh coloured. Then I'll get my highlight palette, taking that light shade, I'm going to apply that on the center of my nose, as well as the bridge of my nose. Then taking that darkest shade, I'm going to apply that on the center of my chin. And then taking that middle shade, I'm going to just apply that on the apple of my cheeks. As well as like the sides of my cheeks as well. Then taking my translucent setting powder, I'm just going to apply that all over the paint, of the fake facial hair, and the scar. Now I'll go into my lipstick, and I'm going to use that nude shade. And to make it a little bit darker and more brown, I'm going to use my brown lipstick and sort of just apply it all over the outer regions and just smudge my lips together to sort of mix it together a little bit. Then I'll get my setting spray and the look will be complete. And you're done. Your Karl Heisenberg makeup tutorial is now complete. So this concludes my Heisenberg makeup tutorial. I'll see you when I do the 5th and final Lord.